Hello, this is Anita Gibson, life coach and educational strategist, and the president of Creative Strategy Consulting. Glad you could be with me today. I want to share with you 7 strategies for sensational school success. How to navigate your students' academic journey. Let's begin. Strategy number 1, be a leader. Parents are the greatest leaders in our world. Do you know your value? That in spite of your faults and your failings and your doubts and your concerns, that you have been chosen to care and nurture that child that is in your home. You can teach others what you know, but you can only duplicate who you are. And so if right now your child was to become who you are, would that be a good thing or a bad thing? Are there areas in your life, based on what I just said, that maybe you'd like to change? If so, write them down. And as we're going through this training, I want you just to have them in the back of your mind as areas that maybe if you change some things, it would help you to go to the next level in your leadership of your family, of your child. Each of us can change. It's not easy, but we must make the choice. Kindness is not the same as niceness. Anger does not bring heart change. It births shame. Yelling does not bring understanding. It births hurt. Harsh words do not bring love. They birth humiliation. Intimidation does not bring kindness. It births fear. Only kindness births kindness. In fact, kindness births love. And that's adapted from mundane faithfulness. It's just a little saying that I think would be very helpful for us to remember as parents and that we're leading. And that if we want to lead well, we must lead with kindness and love. There are many times when we will have to say and do very difficult things, but we will get so much further down the road with our children if we do not try to use anger, yelling, harsh words, or intimidation to create change, because those things never will, but love will. And so that is how we begin to become great leaders, by choosing to love, even when we have to discipline. Strategy number 2, be a strengths finder. Hide not your talents, they for use were made. What's a sundial in the shade? By Benjamin Franklin. And when you think of that saying, you think of a sundial. It has all of the components that it needs to be effective at telling time, but there's one thing it needs sunlight in order to be able to do that. So if you put the sundial in the shade, it can never become what it was created to become. Even though all of the components are there, it won't function until it is identified for what it really is and placed where it needs to go. What are your students' strengths? What are your children's strengths? Do you know? Many times the strengths that we honor in our world are things like athletics or academics or talents like singing or acting. But there are so many other strengths. And there are so many other children who are not being honored and celebrated because their strengths are quiet ones. Their strengths are not as showy. I dare you to have a body, that you can see, but you have a liver that's not functioning properly, that you cannot see. Though it might be hidden, it is very important. And so your students' strengths. Why do we spend so much time on weaknesses? You can't do this well. You got to get better at that. Listen, what you do with a weakness is you pull it up to a level so it does not hinder you. But you will always only be average at something that is a weak area for you. But a strength, something that you've been created to do well at, you can soar with that. You can go as far as you want to develop it. And so we need to switch our thinking and spend more time on our child's strengths and not on their weaknesses. Do you do what you are gifted to do, not just what you have a passion to do? Because when you do what you're gifted to do, you will always go so much further. On this slide, there are actual strengths finding kinds of assessments that you can use to find out what your strengths are and what your students' strengths are. Because those are the things that will help you to know how to focus your child as you're working on having a sensational school year. I'm going to stop here, and we'll pick up next time with strategy number 3 and 4. This is Anita Gibson, life coach, educational strategist, and president of Creative Strategy Consulting. See you next time. Goodbye.